2026 is your year to start making serious money with Framer. Designers online are already making thousands per month with Framer, and now it's your turn. Because in this video, I'm going to show you the best methods to make money with Framer this year. Let's go. So first, a little bit of context. I run a company called Insert Frame, and essentially what we do is we build products and education for Framer, otherwise known as the Framerverse. It's literally all we do. We don't touch Webflow, Figma, other platforms. We're all in on Framer, and we've made over $1 million in sales as well. So I can vouch for the fact there's still a very good opportunity to make money with Framer in 2026. We also have a team of 10 people that we pay, from developers to operations people, marketing people, designers, and so much more. There literally is a real business operating behind this, and I've been able to see at a very high level actually how the Framer ecosystem works and how you can actually utilize it to make money in lots of different ways. And in this video, I'm going to share some of my favorites. So probably the most common way that you can make money with Framer is through service work. So actually be working with clients to build their website in Framer. Now, this is quite common. A lot of designers are doing this, and a lot of clients are happy to switch to Framer. Now, there's almost two buckets of clients that exist. One that are Framer aware, and then two, someone who isn't Framer aware. Now, the ones that are already Framer aware, they're going to be your easier sell because they're probably already looking online on framer.com. Maybe they're looking at the experts tab in Framer and trying to find someone who can build something in Framer. They already know that Framer is going to sort their use case, so it's a really easy sell. The other side is when a client comes to you for, say, a website, whether it be through word of mouth, your social channels, or whatever, and then you have to sell them on Framer. Now, here's the secret, and this is what people kind of get wrong. They try to sell Framer as the whole product, when at the end of the day, you're just building a website. Whether that website be built on Webflow, Framer, Figma sites, whatever it is, it needs to suit the use case of the customer best. But I think one of the really great benefits, and when you actually start talking about Framer to a client, you can actually start to understand how that might fit really well into what they're trying to do. For example, it's drag and drop capabilities, it's ease of use. You'll be able to just hand off the project to them and they can update content themselves. These are all really attractive things to the right sort of client. And often what I've found, especially if someone's trying to migrate an existing website, so they already have a .com or something like that, that if you just ask them about the current pain points of their problems, they'll basically sell Framer as a solution to you. They'll be like, oh man, we were on WordPress. It's so hard to update content. I wish there was just a way we could add our images quickly or update the text. You speak in the Framer lingo already. It's actually quite easy to sell someone on Framer, even if they're not Framer aware, just by listening to their problems and diagnosing the right solution. And again, maybe that's not Framer, and that's totally okay. Don't force it on someone. But most of the time, for marketing sites at least, Framer is going to be your go-to player. Now, you can do this as a freelancer, just side hustles, doing some extra projects here and there. You could do this as an agency and try to build a team. Really depends on who you're trying to service, and it can vary too. There's very small projects and very large projects that can be built on Framer too. So it is quite a wide range of types of projects you can take on here within actually doing service work as a Framer designer. All right, so number 2 is the Framer Marketplace. Now, by far, if you want to start making a little bit of passive income as a designer, highly recommend the Framer Marketplace in 2026. It's still one of the best ways designers can make money this year. And even though there are a lot of templates on the marketplace now, and there's, especially if you live on X or Twitter like I do, you often hear that the marketplace is oversaturated and there's so many templates. And that's true in some categories, but it's actually not true at all. If we take a look at the spaces of WordPress and Webflow, even like Shopify, for example, there are way more templates out there, and Framer is still very early on. And I think the trick to actually mastering the Framer Marketplace is to be very specific in terms of who you're targeting. So for example, if we go to categories here, you can see there's over 1,000 templates in services, technology, almost 800 in landing pages. Like, these are a lot, right? But when we start to go down to food, there's only 92. So if you created a website template for a cafe or restaurant compared to, say, a technology company, you're far more likely to stand out and actually get sales because you're servicing a very specific niche that isn't actually oversaturated yet. Now, even if you do want to create a template for, say, a technology company, it's about being very specific. Yes, clients will buy based on the look and feel of the site. They actually want something super premium and that kind of feels like their brand. But secondly, they actually want something that mostly actually fits their use case and solves their problem. So for example, a real estate agent isn't actually going to buy just a basic landing page template that looks good. They actually want the functionality with it too. So if you built a real estate framer template, but it had all the CMS set up ready to go, so someone could list all their listings and, put all their contact information, it was really simple for them to basically just drag and drop in the information. And if they don't have to really think about additional content that they might need to add, then you're onto a winner. So I think the real goal with templates, at least, is to be very specific in who you're targeting and make sure it solves the problem for them. And then I think that's how you cut through the noise. Now, the marketplace is a lot more than just templates. By far, templates are probably the easiest or lowest barrier to entry in terms of actually creating something for the Framer marketplace. It's very popular too. It's a very easy way to make money and a good amount of money as well, since you could sell a template for, say, $100. The other way, which is a little bit more higher barrier to entry, but also works very well, and this is kind of what I've built my business on, is plugins, which essentially lets you kind of add functionality to Framer in a plugin format. So an example here is one of our plugins, which is Frameship, which lets you build e-commerce stores with Shopify in Framer. So it's essentially a Shopify integration. This is really, really powerful because now we've been able to bring a new use case over to Framer and actually solve a very specific problem that somebody wanted to do. And that's the trick with plugins. You just want to build things that solve someone's problems. It's a lot more functionality based. This is a paid plugin. As you can see, we have over 9,000, almost 10,000 users, which is crazy. Not all of these are paying users, but a good amount of them are. And it's like an asset, right? You build it once. Obviously, you're going to continue to improve it. We do updates every couple of weeks. But because we're solving a very specific searchable problem, we constantly get traffic. So yes, I still think there's a massive opportunity for plugins in 2026, and I'm excited to see what happens this year. Okay, so the marketplace also has components. Now, I like and dislike this at the same time. I like it in terms of it's a very low barrier to entry. You can use the Framer Workshop plugin to literally vibe code these components that you could sell. So the main problem with these components is the actual price that you can charge for them. You really can't charge too much money compared to like a template where you might charge $100. For a component, you're probably only charging $5. But the benefit is you could actually get a lot more sales through components compared to templates. But you might need to sell 10 times the amount of components than, say, templates to make the same amount of money. But for example, if we take this slider component here, we have Isaac who's selling it for $7, but he's had 496 installs, which is awesome. So potentially it is a numbers game here, and you just need to create a large amount of components and hopefully sell that in bulk to actually make some decent money. But even so, even just listing this on the marketplace, letting it sit over time and letting it gain some organic traction, there's no better feeling when just that $5 sale comes in every few days. It's just like, it's icing on the cake. Okay, and the last way in the marketplace is through creating vector sets, which is really, really cool. Again, I don't really use a ton of these myself, so I can't really speak in terms of, how they work, how useful they are. I definitely see a place for them. Probably not as strong as, say, templates, plugins, or even components, but they definitely exist for a reason. And what I really like about some of these is actually creating them for free, because you can use that as a strategy to build a little bit of brand trust, maybe build a bit of a mailing list, which then you're selling a different sort of product. And we've actually seen this trend through the entire marketplace, both templates, plugins, components, vectors, people creating stuff for free, using that as an opportunity to build a relationship with someone, and then later on being able to convert them into some sort of sale. Now, Framer also released tutorials on the marketplace too. No way to make money with this, but if you do want to watch more of my content, you can go to the Framer marketplace here and you'll see my face spreaded throughout. Okay, so we have services and we have the marketplace. Now, the great thing about Framer, I think why it wins for creators and designers online is their actual creator program. It's very generous, and designers are making some serious cash through the creator program. Now, the creator program for Framer is essentially Framer's affiliate program. So essentially, anytime you bring in revenue for Framer, they're giving you a kickback on that. So as you can see, Framer in 2025 paid $6.5 million out to creators, which is just insane. And you can see here just some of the revenue people are reporting from making money with Framer, which again, just like completely blows my mind. So this is a really good point too about the marketplace. You keep 100% of your earnings. Framer doesn't take anything, which I absolutely love. And I think every marketplace should try to follow that as best as possible. And probably the greatest benefit here is when you give someone a remix link in Framer to duplicate that project. This works especially well for templates or even service work, by the way. You can add a little tag at the end, which is basically your affiliate tag. And then when someone remixes that project and then say upgrades their site to a paid plan, that sale is attributed to you. And you actually get 50% of their subscription for the first 12 months of when they upgrade. So let's say somebody upgrades for $20 per month, then you would get $10 a month of that subscription for 12 months. So I see this being beneficial in two main places. One, service work, so working with clients, and then two, templates. And the reason why is because someone's already paying for that site. So when somebody pays you thousands of dollars to do a client site, you bet your ass that they're going to actually convert to a paying customer for Framer, because why would they spend all that money otherwise? So when you hand that project off to them, give them a remix link, and then when they do the billing, you get the commission based on that. Same as somebody pays $100 for a template, there's a very high chance they're actually going to use that template and actually purchase a Framer paid plan. Meaning again, as long as you use the remix link with your affiliate tag, you'll get attributed that sale. Now, even as someone who doesn't do a lot of templates or even service work, just even from our plugins or even free templates that we have out there, it actually does generate a fair bit of money for us as a company. So I can definitely vouch for this program, and I highly recommend it. Whether you're just starting to make money with Framer or whether you're making a lot, you absolutely need to become a creator so you can get the kickback. Now, that was a bit of a breakdown in terms of how you can make money with Framer in 2026. I think there's so many different opportunities this year that you can go with it. And I know the Framer team are just constantly trying to create more opportunities for creators to help them win. I think the future is very bright, and I can't wait to see what you create. Now, if you do want to master Framer, like truly master it, feel free to check out my Ultimate Framer Masterclass, where I teach you the A to Z of everything you need to know about Framer. And in the course too, I actually have an entire module teaching you how to make money with Framer, which I think you'll enjoy. And if you are interested in more Framer content, just like this one, consider subscribing to the channel because we're putting out new videos every single week. But until next time, I'll catch you later.